Wow. What's this?
This is the North Pole.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Where's the snow?
Why are you smiling like that?
I just like to smile. Smiling's my favorite.
Make work your favorite. That's your favorite, okay?
Okay.
Work is your new favorite.
Fine.
It's time for the announcement. Okay, people, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Santa's coming to town.
Santa! Oh, my God! Santa here? I know him. I know him.
He'll be here to take pictures with all the children.
Yeah.
Just keep your receipts. 10 a.m. tomorrow.
10 a.m. tomorrow.
Santa's coming to town.
Yes.
Can you sign this for me?
Oh, hi. Santa's coming.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Film Bros Podcast. My name is Isaiah Lucas, and I'm joined by my co-hosts.
Abraham.
And Nick.
How you guys doing tonight?
I'm all right.
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good as well.
Okay.
Feeling the Christmas spirit after watching this one.
Yeah,
for real.
definitely.
Yeah.
I want to watch some other Christmas movies now.
Mm.
Immediately, I want to watch The Polar Express.
Okay.
Really? After this, I wanted to watch Step Brothers.
Oh, really?
Not Christmas at all, but
It's funny, too.
Just as
Even
good.
the mom from Step Brothers is even in this, too.
and
Right?
Yeah.
she's the mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it all. I wonder if they have like a.
Wait, is it the dad too?
No.
No. The dad's. Isn't that the guy from?
I can picture him.
Yeah. Isn't that the guy from? What's that TV show with Sofia Vergara? Is it him?
No.
You know what I'm talking about though? Isn't it called
Like
Modern Family?
No, I don't think it is.
The old man. Is it not him?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I can
Anyways.
picture him.
Yeah, now I am in the Christmas spirit, but this film just makes me think about all the other stuff that Will Ferrell has done.
That's in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell, we are talking about the 2003 modern Christmas classic,
Mm-hmm.
Elf. It was written by David Berenbaum and directed by Jon Favreau. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I can remember the first time I ever actually watched this movie.
No. I honestly, I could never tell you.
No, me either. Like this is like, it obviously hasn't been around like for a super long time, but it's definitely been around as long as like I've been sentient.
It came out 20 years ago.
Yeah, 2003 almost.
Yeah, so like this thing has been around like almost as long as I've been alive, which is
Yeah.
crazy.
I first saw this movie, I want to say like 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh wow,
It
really?
was my second time watching it.
That's crazy to me. This
Yeah.
film is like, I feel like this is the one that they would put on at school. You know what I mean? Like
No.
Christmas is coming up.
Yeah.
What isn't it PG?
Yeah.
There's nothing that sketchy. The
There-
only sketchy thing I could think about is when he's
Drunk in the mailroom.
or when he's like
Sounds
she's
like a
singing
freaking-
and she's naked
Uh,
in the shower.
Yeah, possibly.
But even then, it's not like the sketchiest thing in the world.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't show this at school.
I mean, I think school teachers have shown sketchier.
I think so too. I think so too.
But yeah, this has become like a modern Christmas classic, man. I like so many people love this movie, quote it on the daily.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when Christmas time comes around. Like I have a person I work with, they straight up have like, so like when Halloween was around, they like put like a skeleton in the passenger seat of their car and like would drive to work with it. They have a Buddy the Elf blow up in the passenger seat
No.
of their car. Yeah, like every day.
Bro, why you gotta be so extra and have a blow up?
Like every day I come to work, I look over and I see the Buddy the Elf going the
Holding it up.
yeah,
Oh my
doing his little
gosh.
cheese face. Yeah,
Yeah.
this movie has a grip on people. We'll
Oh,
say
yeah.
that, and I think it's all because of Will Ferrell's performance as Buddy the Elf. I think he really carries the entire film.
Yeah.
True.
But yeah, I just had to start it off with saying that I can't really remember the first time I ever watched this, but it's just always been there.
Yeah. You know what blew my mind really bad? Hearing that Jon Favreau directed this.
Yeah,
That
and he
to
would
me,
go on to like do Marvel movies,
Iron
and
Man,
The Mandalorian.
Yeah, that blows my mind. He's done Chef. He's done so many things, and this is the movie I would think about the least.
Yeah.
For him to direct.
Yeah.
And then whenever I saw him in it too, I was like, "What the heck? Why did I completely blocked him out?"
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. That Jon Favreau. This isn't his first movie, right? When was Iron Man? Wasn't that 2001?
No, Iron Man came out
No.
late. Like
2010.
2000.
close. There's like 2008, 9
Was
or
it?
something.
Oh, 2000. Yeah, 2008. Wow. Imagine they'd be like, "All right, Jon Favreau, you want to direct this? Let's see what you've done."
Yeah.
I guess
See
seeing.
Elf and I think Swingers as well.
Oh, did he do that?
I think so with Vince Vaughn.
Okay. Oh, Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see the budget on this. Whenever it gets to facts, I know nothing, but I imagine
I
this
just
thing
imagine this thing killed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm excited to talk about it. It's kind of weird to go through this movie with like the critique lens, because I've never watched this with like a critical mind.
Me neither. No.
I've always watched it just for sheer like, I want to watch a Christmas movie. I want to get in that holiday spirit. Let's put on Elf or Home Alone or It's a Wonderful Life or some of the classics. And this has become one of those movies that people return to every year when the holidays come around, which is, I think it's earned it, definitely.
For sure.
So I'm excited to talk about it with you guys. It's streaming currently on HBO Max.
Okay.
So if you have that streaming platform, definitely check it out. They added a ton of new holiday movies. I just recently rewatched a Christmas Story on there. They've got Elf. They've got a ton of other Christmas movies. So if you're into the spirit and you're wanting to check out some other ones that we're not talking about here today, go to HBO Max and check it out. This is not an ad for them or anything. Wish it was. HBO Max, hit us up. We love you.
Yeah, we do talk about HBO Max quite a bit.
Yeah, this is just sheer like we use it religiously, or at least I can say that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
use HBO Max quite a bit.
yeah, so definitely check it out if you haven't done so. It is a crime if you haven't. You're being arrested. No, I'm just kidding.
FBI, open up!
Yeah, go check it out. It's definitely a fun watch. It's family friendly movie. It's PG, I believe.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a fun time, and it's nothing short of a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
So
And it's not even a long film.
Hour
it's like
30.
Hour 30. You're in, you're out. You have a good time while you're doing it.
It's like Christmas distilled into a movie too. Honestly,
Yeah.
like when
Everything
you think about it,
think about Christmas is in this movie.
it's got elves, it's got Santa, it's got optimism and childlike wonder, and literally everything you could think of, and
Yeah.
even like a Scrooge
Mhm.
kind of characters in it,
Yeah.
overcoming that.
They even have like the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer claymation style. like-
Exactly.
yeah.
They
I
have
have a fact
literally
about
everything.
that when we get
Yeah.
to fact.
Everything. So if you're really into Christmas, this is like
They even have a point where Buddy the Elf kind of parallels George Bailey in It's a Wonderful Life when he's on the bridge, and he's like, "I'm no good at anything." He's like,
He
having
does,
a
yeah.
George Bailey moment on the bridge.
I didn't even
think of
notice
that.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, because you've seen it recently, so you kind of
Yeah.
wow, that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm excited to talk about it. Let's go ahead and get into it. We'll start off with our favorite scenes, as always. My first favorite scene doesn't really start until Buddy makes his way to New York.
Yeah,
Mine as well.
It
So-
kind of they just open it up like almost
Christmas
storybook
story.
style, where
Yeah.
it's Papa Elf,
Yeah.
and he's reciting the story of how
Yeah. It's almost kind of like mockumentary.
a little bit.
A little bit, because like he's talking directly to the camera and he's talking about the first time he ever met Buddy and all this stuff. And the movie opens up with us getting introduced to the elves and kind of what types
what
of
is it?
elves
There's
there
3
are.
jobs that they could have.
Yeah,
A
you're either
shoemaker,
a shoemaker,
A cookie baker.
Is that like the Toll
a
House
baker,
cookies?
Yeah, like the Keebler elves.
Yeah.
And then you're a toy maker.
Yeah.
That's like the most prestigious job is the toy maker.
Mhm.
Bro, I was dying laughing when I saw the tree burning.
Yeah.
He's like, you can't have an oven in a tree like that.
Yeah. So there's 3 types of elves, obviously the most prestigious one being the toy makers. And one night during Christmas, Santa was delivering presents to an orphanage, I can only assume.
Yeah.
It has to because he's adopted.
Yeah.
So he's delivering presents to an orphanage, and this nurse had just put this baby down. He somehow gets his way out of his crib and finds a bear that's in Santa's sack that he set down. And the baby crawls in there. Santa takes him without knowing he's in there to the North Pole, and now all of a sudden a human is living amongst elves in the North Pole and grows up thinking he's an elf, but the entire time he is
grows
actually
like
human.
17 times the size.
Yeah, and it's funny seeing Will Ferrell in the context of being huge amongst all these tiny little people who
Right.
are like, so happy making Bob the Builder toys and stuff and
I
everything.
know, seeing Bob the Builder, I was like, holy.
I
that's
thought it was cool
old.
how they made the etch sketch.
Putting the sand in there.
Yeah. And, they're all doing like stuff hecka fast, and Buddy's kind of like, I suck at this. I'm not any good at this. And then he comes to find out he's actually a human. He's not an elf. And his family, or at least his dad, is in New York. And the only way that he would be able to potentially find him is to travel outside of the North Pole, go to New York, and try to find his dad and see, if he ever wanted to meet him or meet him in person, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So my first favorite scene is actually whenever he goes to New York, and when he first gets there,
He goes through
goes
all the
through, like-
mountains
Yeah.
just to get there.
exactly. But like as soon as he gets through the Lincoln Tunnel,
Right.
and he starts having like his whole that whole montage where Pennies from Heaven is playing,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like anyone that's watched this movie has done all the things that Will Ferrell does.
Yeah, it's like
in
all the
this.
stuff you want to do as a kid.
Yeah, like the whole I think immediately of like the jumping across the crosswalk on the lines.
Yep.
And
I still do that. Dude.
Going in circles with those revolving doors.
yeah. Or
Always want to do that.
Yeah, or like I laughed super hard him going like between the guys that are handing out the flyers and taking them all
Yeah.
and just being like, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." It's super funny.
Yeah.
And it's just funny to watch, a grown man have this like childlike optimism and not know any different, right? Because he grew up around nothing but optimism. So when he gets out into the real world and people are giving him crap, he's just kind of like, I don't know how to handle this. This is I don't know why everyone's mad. This is great.
Yeah, like all the mundane stuff in the world that people just look over. He's just like, what? Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I laugh super hard specifically whenever he goes into that coffee shop that says world's greatest cup of coffee.
He goes,
He goes, congratulations! Wow! World's best cup of coffee. Great job! And they're just kind of like,
they're all like,
All right.
just kind of like stared at him. It's super funny, and it's one of those montages that happens in the film where I'm kind of just chuckling the entire time, and it's for some reason I remember it being so much longer.
me too.
But I love this entire montage of just him doing, going through his little cahoots in New York. And
Yeah.
messing
I feel
around.
like I would do something like that too in New York, though.
Yeah, I'd probably be the most tourist looking guy there, just going like, all the tall buildings. You
Yeah,
know?
Oh,
yeah.
100% I would too.
Yeah. I also love. Well, I shouldn't say I love it. It's so nasty whenever he starts eating the gum.
dude. That's awful.
How much?
Yeah.
For you to, how much for you to? How much money would it take for you to take some?
Oh gosh,
You
it makes you
never
want to
know,
freaking
dude.
vomit. It could have been like stepped on by people and then put up there. Like
Yeah.
you never know where that piece of gum has been.
Exactly.
With that being said, $20. No, no, I don't know. Probably like $500.
Okay. Yeah, I even extend this scene to whenever he actually sees his dad in the Empire State Building.
I like this too. It's really funny how they set it up because the
Yeah.
lady's like, someone sent a gram.
Yeah.
Because he looks like a fool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And she's like, "Who sent you?" And he's all, "Papa Elf." She's all, "Papa Elf?
No way.
No way. It's for Mr. Hobbs." Okay, Mr. Hobbs, someone's here to see you. And, he is under the impression like, oh, this is some Christmas gram type thing. Like, are you going to sing me a song or something? And I laugh every time because Buddy is just like, you want me to sing you a song?
Dude, it's so embarrassing too.
Okay. And like,
Like,
he
I'm
just kind of, he's like,
singing.
I'm singing and I met my dad and he doesn't know that I was ever born, but now I'm here. And guess what? I love you. I love you. I love you. Like, and it's like, and everyone is just kind of sitting there like,
What the
heck is going on?
Yeah.
Eventually Walter is kind of like, wow, that was weird. Like usually people just kind of put my name in Jingle Bells or something. That's strange. Like, what the heck? Okay, you gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
And then the security get involved and everything, and
Throw him out.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a fun scene.
Yeah. My next one is when he gets to the store.
Yes, that's my next one too.
Gimbals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gimbals, right?
Yeah, that's what they call it.
Yeah, he goes to Gimbals and he immediately gets taken as a like, oh, you're an elf, you're a worker here, get to work. And he gets to work and we meet Zoe Deschanel's character, which I don't even remember her name. Honestly. Jovi, right? Jovi, and he's going through all this stuff. He's being a worker, And it's the scene where the manager is like, Santa's coming in one day at 10 o'clock. He freaking screams. It had me dying laughing.
Yeah,
dude.
it's so funny, dude.
So funny.
He goes, I know him.
And he's just so
The entire
the
time,
manager's just
he keeps talking. And he's like, make sure you bring your receipts.
The
You want
manager's
to take your ticket. Bring him tomorrow. Take your pictures with Santa. And he's just so
10 a.m.
like
tomorrow.
pissed at him.
Yeah,
It's so funny.
and everyone's just looking at him like, "What's your deal?" It was so funny. And then it even goes to like, he's like, "Well, Santa's coming. We gotta get this place ready."
Yeah.
And that's my next favorite scene. So if you have anything else,
Okay. I love whenever he's going into the store for the first time, and like he does the passion fruit spray.
and he's like,
And he's all, fruit spray? And he's all, oh, sure. And sprays it in his mouth. And he's all,
He starts crying.
Yeah. Or like even when he's on the escalator. Like,
Dude,
I
I
do
do
that-
that. I do that for
exactly,
fun.
dude. Like how many people have done the escalator thing? Like
so many.
that's how iconic this movie's become, where like anyone can go to that thing and be like, oh, dude, look, remember Elf? And like do the escalator thing.
Mhm.
Like super funny. I also have to say too, like this whole store
It's huge.
is like,
It's a mall.
no, yeah, well, yeah, but the whole like North Pole area, like I always wanted to go to that as a kid.
Dude.
Specifically in your next favorite scene,
Oh.
whenever he does the whole montage of like building all the stuff.
Getting all the stuff ready, doing the Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah.
The
Mona Lisa.
Mona freaking Lisa. I love this scene because the manager comes in and he's like, he's shaking in his boots. He's like, someone's trying to get my job. Look at this place. Because like there's paper.
Like the paper chains, snowflakes.
Yeah,
all
I
that
remember doing
stuff.
those.
It is-
You remember-
So he built like an entire replica of like the skyline of New York out of Legos,
dude,
and like did the light bright thing. Welcome Santa.
tell me that it's not the most like Christmassy
That's
store
the
you've
that's
ever
the best
Yeah.
Christmas store I feel like you could ever go to.
Yeah, and that was one thing. Was like anytime I saw that, I was always like, dude, I would love to go to a store like that as a kid, like and just be like, this is
You know what?
crazy.
This is a little rabbit trail, but there's a movie called Mr. Emporium's Wonder
seen.
Emporium.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that store would look like the North Pole in Christmas.
Okay.
Low key, every time I think of the store in Elf, I think of Toys R Us.
Oh,
I've
Whenever
never
I
been
was
to
a
a Toys
kid-
R Us, dude.
You missed out. Whenever I was a
Toys
kid,
R Us was lit.
I remember thinking that store was like heaven.
Yeah.
Walking through and
Yeah.
everything, I always know everything was like way too expensive for me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But you walk through and I wish
I
I
like
could,
kind of remember the layout of the store sometimes too, because I lived in Fresno, so whenever that Toys R Us was there, and like I remember like you walk in, and like immediately when you start walking in, there's like basketball hoops and basketballs and stuff and all that and everything, and then like you make a big old U.
mm-hmm.
And like in the very back of the store, they had all their bikes and skateboards and
That's so
scooters and all that
wild.
stuff. And like I remember they had like setups of all the toys you could play with. And like when I grew up, my parents didn't have much money.
Oh no way! It
So-
was like, okay, we're gonna go and look.
Yeah, and that was the thing, was like we would go and we would play with the toys there. And like I have a ton of memories going with my parents and like playing with like train sets and
Mhm.
Lincoln Logs and all these crazy toys that I thought were awesome at the time. And I even remember buying video games there
Yeah.
sometimes. And
What
like
in the world?
there was like
Had
the video
everything.
video games were like on the left hand side of the store. I remember getting Robots, the video game. You remember that the movie Robots?
Oh,
With the
gosh.
dump trunk ant? Is that
yes,
one?
yes. They had a video game specifically for the PS2. I remember going there and buying that there. I bought like NBA Street Volume 2 there.
Bro,
Like,
NBA. If you don't know about NBA Street, you don't know about nothing.
yeah, like there. I have a lot of memories in that store.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Tell me it doesn't remind you of this. Like walking through, if I was a kid walking through this store, I would have been like,
yeah. There's
This is
everything. Like
insane.
this is crazy.
you see the freaking long line of people
Yeah.
because nobody goes all out for Christmas.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would have been in that line waiting
Yeah.
to see it.
Me too. Yeah, I love this whole the whole next scene too. Whenever Santa's there, the
Oh,
next day.
That's my last favorite scene.
That's
Okay.
it's in with the reveal of the store. The fighting of Santa was so
Yeah,
He's like, "You're not Santa," and of course, it's the most iconic quote of all time.
Yeah.
You sit on a throne of lies.
yeah.
Come on.
He's like, you stink. You smell like beef and cheese. Like,
And you know what? What it reminded me when I heard beef and cheese, it reminded me of the Jack Link's sausage and cheese.
Did they come
pack.
together?
Yeah,
Yeah,
The
yeah,
cat
yeah.
packs. That's
Yeah.
That's what reminded me, and that's what immediately I thought he smelled like.
yeah,
Because I was
had
like, if you think of beef and cheese, I think of a beef stick and cheese that's super
Like processed
and nasty. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it
Dude.
reminded me. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
This whole sequence has just become iconic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny in its own right because, he comes back, manager's upset because he thinks someone's trying to take his job, and meanwhile, Buddy did this all in one night. And then he's like, Santa's here, and he goes up, Buddy is up there, and he's like, Santa, I'm here, like, I'm trying to look for my dad. And he's just kind of like, oh, okay,
hey,
yeah.
buddy.
And he immediately is like, wait a minute, you're not Santa.
Yeah. He tells him, if you're Santa Claus, tell me what I sang to you on your birthday last year. And he goes, happy birthday. And he goes, yeah. I'm like, of course.
Yeah.
Of course it's going to be happy birthday.
Yeah. It's so funny.
It
and
is
then
so
like even
funny.
when like that kid Paul comes up and he's like, Paul, don't tell him anything you want. He's a liar. He's not going to get you anything you want. Don't tell him anything. And he's like, let the kid talk. Just stop. You want to he's like he says something to him where he's like
Do you wanna die?
He's like, why would you like to be dead?
He's just. I mean, that guy's just trying to get some money,
Yeah.
It's like a stereotypical New Yorker kind of.
Yeah, and then eventually Buddy like rips the beard off of him, and it's just some guy, and he goes, "He's a fake! He's a fake!" And he's just running around the store. That guy's trying to kill him,
Dude,
like
tell me it didn't hurt. Like, it hurt me inside whenever they hit
destroy the
the
Legos.
Legos.
Yeah, like when he
Oh.
smashes them, I was like, "Oh no!"
You know how long that takes to
Yeah.
set up, dude?
It
Yeah.
didn't take him that long. It's Buddy, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but true. But it hurt me to see that.
Yeah.
And then the manager tackles him through the table.
Yeah.
It's all of it was just
Yeah,
craziness.
it's all just chaos. And then I love it too at the end whenever like the manager and the guy are wrestling around on the floor and Buddy's just there and he just goes, "He's not Santa! He's not Santa!" Yeah.
oh man,
Super funny.
Is that's your last favorite
That's
scene?
my last favorite scene.
And do you have no more?
I have a few actually
Okay.
after that.
My next one, I'll talk about it. So Walter, he's got a wife and he has a son. So he works as like a children's book
Publisher.
He publishes children's book, and he's like a kind of a scumlord.
Yeah.
He produces a book that doesn't have an ending, and he's like, "Oh, I don't care. We're gonna get money. It's all about the money, right?" So he's got a son that he completely overlooks, and the son pretty much hates his dad. Thinks
Yeah.
he's the worst dad ever. So it's the scene where Buddy and I forget the kid's name. I'm not doing
Michael.
Michael.
I think so.
Michael. I'll
I'm
take your word
blanking
for
on
it.
His name.
I think
too.
it is Michael.
Michael, I think. Well, it's when they're walking, and he yeah, it is Michael, and he thinks that he's super weird, and he doesn't really. They're not really getting close to each other until the snowball fight scene.
Yeah, this is my next one too.
Okay, I love this scene
Yeah.
because it's so just ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's straight up. There's like 1,000 kids like
Yeah.
out of nowhere throwing their snowballs literally everywhere.
Yeah.
And Buddy's like, okay, we're gonna stand our ground. We're gonna make some snowballs. So make some. And we just see him, and he's packing one
Making his
down,
one.
making one good one, and then it pans over to Buddy, and he's got like 50.
Yeah, he's got a whole pyramid.
Yeah.
Where he's locked and loaded for it.
I like to you can hear him just going like making all these things hecka fast, and then he pulls up. He's like, "Okay, you ready?" And just starts.
Tell me the CG. Tell me the CG on this.
It's bad.
Didn't make you
It's
laugh.
bad, but it's funny.
It's bad, but it's hilarious too. It just like it looks like just Will Ferrell got sped up
like
really
on
fast.
2 times speed. Just
yeah, yeah, and he's just beaming
He's
people. It reminds me of that SpongeBob episode with the snowball fight.
Yes.
Whenever SpongeBob gets the things in him, and he goes. "Ah!" and like starts just like beaming Patrick with the snowballs.
his like lips are all flabby. I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about. That's when they were fighting Squidward, right?
Yeah,
Yes. Dude, that's
I'm dead
oh,
that
that's
you
what
did
was-
that.
that's like, tell me that's not exactly how it sounds
yeah,
too.
yes.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Exactly how it sounds.
Yeah, but this whole thing was like reminiscent of that to me, and it's iconic too as well.
Yeah.
Like you get to see that like Buddy is talented in his own right, and he gets this stuff because of his upbringing in the North Pole.
Right.
And I was laughing at the bad CGI whenever that last guy is running.
Dude,
And
when
he
they
like tries to do the
Yeah, and he, like-
trajectory, and he's like,
Yeah. And you see the freaking snowball, it looks real bad. Like it like gets big and then gets small and then you see the guy go,
hits him like it looks like a bowling ball or something.
Yeah.
With the force that hits him.
Yeah.
It's wild. But I like this scene too because this movie's it's not only funny, but it has a little bit of heart to it.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to the relationships of this family.
Yeah.
And the whole idea of this kid is that like all he's ever seen in his life is a dad that's been self-centered.
Yeah, and consumed with work.
Completely consumed and not present. So Buddy is like a new role model for him to look up, where he's like completely selfless, completely there for him and defending him.
Yeah.
I just think it's another little chain that they're building till we get to the end where the kid's really like, this guy's great. Let's we got to help him and support him.
Yeah. I even like the little montage they have too after, where like they're running around New York together, and they eventually go to Gimbel's and are like, dude, how many people? Like, I don't know about you guys, but I have played like hide and seek or tag in a department store with my friends.
Oh,
or
yeah.
like,
I'll still do it today,
or like
bro.
gone to like a Dick's Sporting Goods, and like have played hide and seek, and like have been like way too old to be doing so.
Oh,
but
yeah.
like getting into like some of like the displays and like like hiding in places that like I should not be hiding, and waiting for these people to try to come find me.
Anything
and,
to
like,
win, man.
I've
Yeah.
gone. What's the worst thing? I've gone into. Do you know how in Walmart they have the pants that are hanging up
Yeah.
on the rack? I would hide in there.
Oh, dude, I used to go in there when I was a kid all the time.
That's where I would hide. I would hide in there now.
No, like I'm talking about like I would get in the displays, like at like a Dick's Sporting Goods, like where they like say they're offering some like huge cooler.
Oh no!
And, like,
get inside the
I'd get in the
cooler?
cooler.
Oh.
Or like try to like hide in a tent or something like that. That's like
No.
being set up as like a prop or something.
Bro, that's
No.
smart.
The one thing I can think of is, do you know how when you're walking through like a supermarket and you go to the cold aisles and you see all those? It's the one I'm thinking of specifically is it was a Smart and Final, where they have all they have the cold aisle on the wall,
Uh-huh.
and it was like a big cold room, and they just put the shelving there.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes they left a shelving open, like where a door was.
Yeah.
So you could go back there. And, like you see all the products on the boxes, and I'd go back there. And no one would see.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, this whole montage afterwards just kind of reminded me of that feeling of like running around with your friend, being rambunctious and just having fun
Mhm.
and like not caring about the repercussions of anything. And it even lends to something a little even more heartfelt when they go back to Gimbel's.
Oh, and he's trying to get a date.
Yeah, and he gets a date
Yeah.
with Jovi, and he's like, "Why don't you ask her out?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, ask her out, like to go get food with her.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, okay. And, she eventually comes over and he's like, do you want to go get food with me? And
Do you eat?
Yeah. And then, she eventually agrees that she's, free on a Thursday. And, Michael's happy for him. Buddy's happy too.
I'm in love.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, it's a fun scene. And it's, it builds that relationship between Buddy and Michael.
Mhm.
It makes it super strong, like I want to say pretty early in the movie, so that way whenever the ending of the film comes, the only person that has like any sort of like relationship building to do still is the dad.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, they definitely leave him for last
yeah.
for very obvious reasons. But yeah.
My last favorite scene is actually Buddy and Jovi's date.
Oh, okay. Hit
Which
it.
I enjoy this scene too. It's just another one of those heartwarming scenes. I love them exploring New York together.
Mm-hmm.
And like doing all the things that Buddy was doing the first time he came to New York, and like going through the revolving doors and trying the world's best cup of coffee.
Which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah. Or like, something as precious as like looking at all the department store trees, Christmas trees.
Dude, I want a date like that.
Yeah. And then like she takes him to, was it Rochester Park or Rochester Plaza?
Something like that, yeah, and it shows them the big
And, shows him the big Christmas tree, and he's just like, wow, this is
Like-
crazy. And then they go ice skating and have all this fun, and then Buddy tries to make a move and like kisses her on the cheek, and she eventually is like,
You missed.
you missed, and he's all, what? And then they share a kiss, and they it's cute, and it's one of those things where we're like, let's go, Buddy, you're making it, this is awesome.
Mhm.
I want
And
that.
it's just a fun scene all over.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have necessarily a favorite one. I do want to talk a little bit about the ending.
Okay.
But to get there, he goes through his date. He goes and what is it? Like he is living at the house and he can't be there alone and the mom can't take care of him. So she says, hey, why don't you take him to work?
Yeah.
And he goes to work and he's all in this like nice business suit.
Tell me Deborah wasn't freaking hitting on him.
Oh, the
That
assistant,
the assistant.
the secretary.
Do you think so?
I don't know.
No,
Maybe
she
she's
just thinks
just
like
being nice or something.
Well,
or she thinks everyone thinks that something's wrong with him mentally.
Yeah.
even
So-
the doctor said he's not all there.
Yeah.
He's suffering.
Yeah.
You just need to let him deal with it.
Yeah.
But he goes to work and the dad is like, well, you can't be in here because you're freaking annoying. But you
So
know,
the mailroom.
Yeah.
Dude,
Mailroom
actually,
scene?
yeah, I want to
love
talk about that.
The
too.
mailroom scene's hilarious.
Okay,
too.
tell
I
me
love
it's
it.
not funny.
I
Yeah.
want to party like that at my work.
I
bruh.
love it. I love
How
like
lit would that be?
yeah. I love the whole whenever he gets drunk.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, syrup and coffee? I never even thought of that. That sounds great. Can I have some?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." He just dumps the whole thing in, and he's like, "This is gonna be good." Drinks it, and then they're immediately like, "Man, if I was here, I would run things so differently. I got to get out of the flow. I got to get out of the flow to get into the flow. I'm 26." The guy says, and you know, like they're just having all this
But he's
fun.
like, you got so much more time.
It's
Like,
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, it's funny, and like even going into the whole thing whenever they're like, we have a situation in the mailroom, you need to come down here, and he's just dancing to oh, there it is. It's super funny too.
Right. And then how does he get to jail? Is it
Because of
because
that.
of the gimbal situation?
no.
Yeah, because of because of the whole fake Santa thing, and then he gets
Oh.
put in jail in a restraining order on the place.
Right,
Yes,
right, right.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
so
yes,
I'm
yes,
And
a
then
my
little-
bad.
so he can't go back to the Gimbal's place. He
Right.
can't. Mom can't stay with him, so he needs to go to work with dad.
Gotcha. Okay. So to get to the ending, Santa is coming.
Yes.
Well,
Well, even before then, you know, Buddy has this whole
Yeah.
I'm in love, who cares, who knows it, and meets Miles Finch, who he mistakes for an elf.
yes,
Yeah.
that's a big bro moment
Yeah,
for me.
me too.
That's,
that whole
that's
thing
so
happens.
rough.
Yeah, that whole thing
It's like,
happens.
call me an elf one more time.
Yeah.
What does he say? He
He
says
says,
like
you're an elf.
they
Oh,
forget.
or he says something like he's an angry elf. And
He's
then
an angry elf.
Peter Dinklage attacks him,
He goes off.
and he ends up leaving, and then you know
That's when the dad
that's when the
finally
dad
breaks.
loses it
Yeah.
on Buddy, and you know tells him to leave. He doesn't care that he's his son, all that stuff, and then Buddy, you know, runs away essentially,
Mm.
and that's when we get introduced to, you know, him being on the bridge, having his George Bailey moment, and then Santa, you know, appears out of the blue
Summoned.
and falls into Central Park, and
Yeah.
His clausometer or something.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
Like that.
been down.
Yeah.
But the freaking what do they call it? The jet thing.
Turbine
the
or something.
the Kringle 5000
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
That goes down. He crashes. There's the Rangers are
Yeah.
coming. They build up these Rangers as like these like
As, like-
demonic forces.
Yeah, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
And all the while, Buddy's trying to fix the thing because the clausometer's not working. And then the son or Michael comes up and is like, is this real? Like,
Yeah.
what's happening? And he goes, oh, of course it's real. Let's pull out my book. And he
Yeah.
pulls out the book of Naughty and Nice and what the kids want. And he wants that freaking skateboard.
Yep.
And it's,
Which
of
I was
cour-
surprised by, dude. That's like, it was a real board.
It was.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah. It was a Keith Huffnagel model real skateboard. The company's called Real.
Oh, real.
Yeah.
Yes. I know
But
that.
yeah, it straight up it was a real board, had Thunder trucks. I saw the Spitfire wheels and everything. I was like, this isn't from Walmart. Like, they really pulled out a real board.
They
At
knew.
the fire.
The kid knew what he wanted.
I remember I got a skateboard for Christmas and it was a Walmart board. It said Kryptonix on there.
Oh, no, it's
Bro.
Kryptonics.
Kryptonic.
You
Dude,
I broke that board. I broke that board the first day.
those wheels, bro.
Dude,
Dude,
the
you could barely go.
plastic.
They needed some grease.
Yeah.
Like I remember
They're rough.
you could not. Like
I-
Can't move.
Yeah, I remember
Oh.
going like 5
The
feet.
trucks
that's
were
it.
plastic, too.
yeah, it was all terrible.
No, mine were metal.
I remember whenever they were plastic. Like,
my,
they were
my
like
trucks were metal.
like a hollow plastic.
I'd be a menace. You never just take those boards and while it's like covered in plastic, you just
Yeah,
get
just get on it and start riding it in Target or Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would too.
I
What
would
was
do
it?
that.
I feel like we're still menaces in Walmart.
A little bit.
Yeah. I would try to kickflip them.
Yeah,
like-
it
like-
would
Have you
never
ever ridden
work.
a bike
Yeah.
in Walmart?
Yeah.
I
Have
done
you?
that.
I might have when I was young. I always play with the balls. And, like
Okay.
I've only thrown one ball in the store, and I heard a bang after I threw it.
Oh,
so
you
the-
like yeeted it?
Yeah, I threw it across the store, and I heard a bang, and I said, "Okay, I can't do that again because if I get caught, I'm going to jail."
You get blacklisted.
Yeah.
No more Target for you, bro.
Nah, it was a Walmart and where's Merced Walmart?
Oh man,
But Merced's
that's
Walmart.
that's the
Merced's
worst.
Walmart's ghetto though.
It's the
So
worst Walmart.
Everything's locked.
That's
Yeah.
terrible.
You got to call someone to unlock the underwear. for
underwear,
Can you believe that?
pants. Like if I want to get a good pair of pants, I gotta call someone.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather.
And they got to walk it up to the register for you, all that. Yeah.
I'd rather not deal with that. Anyways, one of my favorite scenes is when there's that newscaster lady that's trying to report on what's going on because there might have been there's a weird sighting going on, no one knows, and the guy, she's like trying to get eyewitnesses.
Oh,
and
the
one
guy
of the guys
floating?
is like, no, one of the guys is like, flirting, yeah, where he's like, she's like, well, what'd you see? And she goes, with your eyes, they just tell the whole story. That's what I love about you.
Yeah.
And he's like flirting with her the whole time.
Yeah.
I thought it was super funny. And the kid, he ends up bringing the book, and
Calls
he
her
reads.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he reads all the, so and so wants a Barbie doll, so and so wants a bike,
Yeah.
and all the kids are watching the news and having a good time.
Yeah.
And he does call out the newscaster. He's like, "You want an engagement ring
A
From
Tiffany
Tiffany's
engagement?
and your boyfriend to commit already or something like
she's
that.
like-
Everyone's all, ah! Yeah.
She cuts off the news, and all the while like they're trying to get the closometer to start working.
Yeah.
And it's just really good. And then the whole singing scene.
Yeah.
How'd you guys feel about that? Was
It's
it a little
low
awkward?
key. No, I low key. Call me stupid all you want. I want to do that.
It's
I wanna,
cute. It's
I
like
wanna
a
go
caroling.
somewhere.
It's a caroling moment.
It
you know?
is.
And it's nice to see that arc for Jovi's character because this entire time she's been scared to sing in front of anybody, and she can really sing well. But Buddy had told her from the beginning that the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And she finds a way that she can eventually try to help Buddy by doing this and starting singing Santa's Coming to Town.
Yeah.
And eventually gets this whole crowd in on it and gets the TV channel to like record everyone that's singing, and then eventually everyone
People
that's
on the
watching
news.
everyone that's watching the news at home is singing the song
The bar
as
got
well.
me.
Yeah. What was the gift that he wanted?
A
Everyone was like,
spa. some
Yeah, you
type
wanted
of
like a
spa.
foot spa or something like that, and he's
everyone
like,
was like,
there must be another guy named so and so that wants that. That's crazy. Not
Bro, you
me.
can't knock on foot treatment,
Yeah.
yeah, you're a proponent of that, huh?
bro.
Supporter.
Get your toes done. I don't care what you say. I don't care what anybody says. Get your toes done. The best feeling you can ever do. Get yourself a pedicure. Buy yourself a pedicure for Christmas. Do it. Get your toes clean. It's the best thing ever you can do.
You sounded like that guy on TikTok, Cedric. He said, "Get your toes clean. Buy one for Christmas." You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
The
I know exactly who
excuse
you're
me,
talking.
excuse
Oh,
me.
yeah,
Yeah,
he was
he's
like-
the one that he goes, wash it. Wash your neck.
Dirty feet.
Dirty feet.
Get your toes clean. Buy one for Christmas.
Yeah.
You need to do it.
Yeah,
It feels
yeah.
great.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Do it.
He has
Get
the
your
covers
toes.
where he's like, get your
Yeah.
wash your feet.
Yeah.
Smell
Get
your
your
butt.
toes done.
Yeah, I know what you're
Get your
talking
toes done. I don't care if you are too manly to do it. Do it. It's the best thing you ever to feel.
Yeah.
Feel like $100
I have
right
not-
after.
Not done it.
Maybe we should go.
Me either.
I'd be down.
I'd
Bro,
be
let's-
down to.
Let's go get our toes done.
I'd be
always-
down to.
you
Mani
always gotta get
pedis?
Get
Mani
the.
pedis?
I've never gotten a manicure. I've only gotten pedicures.
My freaking
I work too much with my hands, so I damage them.
That's why you need it done. So that you can protect
it
them.
like strengthens it, doesn't it?
I don't know.
I don't know. My dude, I got like skins falling off my fingers. It's terrible. Like,
Let's not. I'm down, bro. Mani pedi date.
oh man, Christmas.
Yep. So, movie ends with everybody getting into the Christmas spirit.
The dad.
The dad. Well, even then, like the engine gets put back on, but then it gets taken off again in Central Park. But it's okay because Closometer's off
Climbing.
the charts.
100%.
Christmas spirit's
It's
at
booming.
100%. And then, Santa Claus comes around and everyone sees him as they're singing, right as the dad starts to sing.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Um,
not singing.
Yep.
You're just mouthing the words.
And then movie ends with seeing Buddy in real time, him and Jovi
Had a baby.
get together. They have a baby named Susie,
Yeah.
and
Jovi's
they
kind of a baddie.
they visit the North Pole from time to time and all that stuff to see Papa Elf and all that
Yeah.
good stuff.
I had a stroke. I low-key feel like North Pole will look like that.
Yeah,
If you ever go to, like, the little kid
Probably.
in me wants to believe that there's only Christmas trees around and
and there's narwhals.
narwhals.
Yeah.
Bye, buddy. Hope
Yeah.
you find your dad.
Yep.
The more I think about Santa, the more weird it all gets. Like,
Yeah.
it's just weird.
There's an old man that's watching you when you sleep, and he knows if you've been bad or good.
Yeah, like what I think it's at the beginning where Buddy's like, "Whoa, do they just think that the parents eat the cookies and lay the presents out?
Yeah.
That's crazy."
Yeah.
But then you really think about like how weird it is to believe in Santa.
Yeah.
Like a weird jolly old man rides a sleigh with reindeer and goes into people's houses from the chimneys.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
When I used to believe in Santa, I always asked, how did he... Because I've never had a house with a chimney.
I was always told that he has like some dust, like he's got some magic dust that
To
makes
build
him
a
like.
chimney?
No, he like appears, like he like slides through the door, like or something like that. Because I've been in multiple houses with no chimney.
And I would always ask, well, how does he get in here
Yeah.
if there's no chimney?
Yeah.
And
It would be easier to just say the window.
Yeah. Yeah.
and my
He
mom
breaks in. Like
my
any
mom
other
would be
way.
like, "Oh, we leave the door unlocked." And one year they did, because I have a little brother, so he still believed. And I went and checked, and they did, and I was like,
Yeah, my parents would
"That's not
do.
safe." But
They would do the whole like you get the powdered sugar and you put the boot.
no,
prints,
really,
And you leave out corn.
Oh, really?
They did. They did that at least one year.
Okay.
They put.
that's kind
They
of cool, actually.
played all the stops.
Nice.
But
That's fun.
mhm.
All right. Was that it for the favorite scenes here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Let's get into some best quotes. I feel like this movie is very quotable.
It has some good ones, yeah.
My first one is obviously the iconic "You sit on a throne of lies."
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then also "You stink, you smell like beef and cheese."
Mhm. The one that was mine was when he said the whole birthday thing. It's like, oh yeah,
yeah.
what I sing for you last year on your birthday? Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine is actually the narwhal one.
Okay.
Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Oh my god.
Another one for me is "My finger has a heartbeat." Whenever he gets his finger pricked at the doctor's,
Oh, yeah.
and then eats the cotton ball after.
Yep.
Yeah. Any other best quotes here?
I want to do this one day when I'm at work because I answer the phone quite often. Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color?
Yeah.
Oh, like random.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was dying laughing at that.
I wonder
too.
if I would get in trouble if I did that.
You might,
Bro.
honest.
Thank you for calling Save Our Sins. Save Our... Thank you. Oh, never mind.
Lost his whole script.
Stroking coming in through.
Yeah. Any other best quotes?
No.
All right. Well, let's get into some bro moments then.
I have quite a few.
Okay, let's hear it.
The first one was the tree burning. I thought that
Okay.
was so funny.
Okay.
Okay. The Keebler elves.
Yeah, the keep
Yeah.
it off making the trees.
I put that's not my Santa. Where's Tim Allen at?
I want the Santa Claus.
I want Tim Allen.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. I said Tim the Tool Man.
Oh.
At least it was like, you mean Tim Allen? I was like, yeah, that's the guy.
My first one's finding out that Buddy's dad is on the naughty list.
True.
And that's one thing that like really upsets Buddy
Mhm.
is that his dad's on the naughty list and he needs to find him in New York to try to get him on the nice list.
Mm.
Yeah. Printing the book with no ending.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. How do you
That's
ever?
a cliffhanger if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, seriously.
Stupid.
Him getting hit by a car
Yeah.
the first
yeah.
time, the very first time.
Yeah.
I hope that's how if I were to get ever hit by a car, I hope it's like that.
Just that swift.
Yeah, like it's just like no problems at all, and be like, all right, you're good. Like
Yeah.
You just get up.
nothing
And,
happened. I'm good.
get up and
Yeah.
you're on your
But
way.
I know it won't happen like that if I ever get hit by a car.
No. I'd just lay on the floor and collect the bag.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
My next one is Buddy pushing all the elevator buttons.
Oh, the
That
guy's
was
sitting
Yeah,
too
the
long.
guy. The guy's just sitting there and he's like, okay, I can't go up with you all the way, so I'll see you later. And I was just like, he has all these floors to go up to now. He's just going to stop at everyone.
Yeah,
that sucks.
that's a bum moment.
Yeah.
My next one was the someone special's gift. It's a gift for
Oh,
someone
yeah.
special, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
lingerie.
It's super funny.
And he
The
sent it to
dad's
his
like,
dad.
What
And
the hell?
Dad walks in and goes,
Yeah. My next one's Buddy at dinner. whenever he does the whole soda chug.
Dude, no,
Tell
I
me-
said drinking 2 liters because I said, call me out. I don't give a crap. I used to be a big person. I used to weigh like 300 pounds.
Dude,
I used to drink 2 liters like that, bruh.
That's insane.
I put
Like 2 or 3 a day.
That's insane.
That's
you need to drink water.
too much. I put chugging the Coke like AB. I did. Chugging the Coke like that.
You know,
Whenever you get the Gatorades and you chug
if
them,
if it's a drink that I genuinely like if I get the lemon pepino cucumber, I'm chugging that Gatorade, bro.
I will.
That
do the same.
Gatorade is it's straight out of the gator's titty, bro. Like that thing is good.
It is good. Tell me it's not product placement though. It has to be,
Has
right?
to be.
But
Because he's
The
holding
Coke.
it.
Yeah.
Is it really like a Coke bottle? I don't-
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought it was-
Coca-Cola.
There's and I noticed the
This
product
the old logo.
because he does the Coke and it's 2 different scenes or 2 different angles at least, and there's one where it's you could tell it's Coke, and then it's a completely different angle, and the Coke is still up,
Pointed towards them.
pointed towards the camera.
Yeah.
So of course it's, and then they got the Pop-Tart.
Dude, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, do you remember the box like that of Pop Tarts?
Old. It's a
I remember
old
that
school
box of
Pop-Tart.
Pop Tarts.
But I was talking specifically about that scene, and then whenever we find out his addiction to like syrup,
Mhm.
Bro.
where like he puts syrup all in the spaghetti and starts eating it and all that stuff.
I think about
yeah.
that because
Yeah.
there's some people in my life who eat hash browns with syrup.
Oh, no.
I mean, like
I know
if
multiple people that do that.
say you
No.
have say you have like a pancake, eggs, bacon, and then like a hash brown, and like maybe
and
some
the syrup gets on it.
like-
No,
a
they
little
will
bit?
put syrup on the hash browns.
No.
No.
Like
I
today,
used-
When I go to like a diner and I get like something like that, I gotta get the pancakes on like a separate plate because
Yeah,
I
you
don't.
got
I
it.
can't. I
You
can't
got
let the
it.
syrup touch anything else, dude.
I used to think it was weird to put syrup on sausage.
Oh, bro, syrup on
But that's like perfect.
Yeah.
It's a perfect pairing.
I had French toast today from Denny's, and if you know French toast from Denny's, it's probably some of the best French toast. And I drowned it with syrup.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
My last favorite scene that we have not talked about, or at least we hit on briefly, was Buddy and Miles Finch. Whenever Peter Dinklage character shows up to pitch a story. And just that whole scene is iconic in its own right, but it's also just a huge bro moment. And the fact that Buddy's being sizist.
He is.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like you can't blame.
He's innocent, right? It's all innocence, but
Cancel him.
yeah.
He would nowadays,
Yeah.
but like that's what he was raised around. He didn't know any better.
Yeah.
you
He
know?
doesn't know anybody.
Yeah. But it's funny.
It
You
is,
know,
it's
it's you know, Buddy goes in and sees Peter Dinklage, who is a little person, and it's just like, oh, when did you get here from the North Pole? And, you know, plays into this whole elf persona
Yeah.
that he thinks, you know, Miles Finch is a part of. And he's like, okay, yeah, real funny. You know, I've heard that one before, right?
Yep.
And, you know, kind of plays into it, and then, you know, they get into a whole fight and everything. It's pretty funny. But that's it for the bro moments for
I have
me.
a few more.
Yeah, the only last one I have is when he goes and gets the DNA test,
Oh, yeah.
and
That's
the
a
doctor
bummer.
comes out and says, "You're the father.
It's a boy.
It's
It's
a
a
boy."
boy.
I was like,
You're
"Oh,
the dad.
that was
Yeah.
quick."
I wish they did like a Steve Murray show. And
That
you are the father.
Yeah.
My other two.
Wait, real quick. How about whenever he pricks him, dude? He pricks him hard.
He does.
Because he's messing up the paper and giving him grief. And he just goes, oh, and like pricks him back hard.
He does.
I feel like he did it with a thumbtack, bruh.
Yeah, he might have.
Mhm.
Building the rocking horse out of the entertainment
Oh
system.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a pro.
That
moment.
would. If I woke up to someone doing that to my house, like not even if it was Buddy the Elf, somebody's like, "Oh, I saw you didn't have a rocking horse, so I built you one."
Yeah.
Out of your entertainment
Oh,
system,
oh, what about freaking chopping down the tree?
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
that's a felony. That's legit.
That's what the dad was like. Oh, so we're allowing
He's like-
felonies now?
Yeah, she was like, oh, they were just having fun. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought I lived in a household where felonies were felonies and fun was fun. Like, yeah.
Some felonies are fun.
Name them. No, I'm just kidding.
Jaywalking. Actually, jaywalking is not.
I was going to say, I don't think that's a felony. I think
not-
it's a misdemeanor.
It's not anymore though.
Oh,
January
there you
1st.
go.
Putting the star on top,
Yeah, that was
Oh, yeah.
dude.
ridiculous.
I want to try that. I want to jump on a couch that has no bounciness at all and try and get on top of a tree.
like a trampoline style and just
Yeah.
hug that thing.
Yeah.
Any
And
other
then-
ones?
And then the guy shooting his shot on the news.
Oh,
Dude,
true.
that guy was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it for me.
All right. Well, if that's it for the bro moments, let's get into some facts with the bros.
Yeah, let's hear. The budget for this one is actually pretty cool. The budget was $33 million estimated. Opening weekend, it made $32.1.
Dang,
million.
dude.
Opening weekend?
So
Opening
just in
weekend.
Just in the weekend.
32.1
it made almost
million.
all of its money.
That's what I thought was super surprising. Was opening weekend, it made almost its money.
Holy
Which
crap.
means, of course, it made more than its money.
Okay, let's
For
hear
U.S.
the...
and Canada, it made 177.84. And then for gross, worldwide was 226 million.
Wow.
226 out of 33?
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I feel like they still have to be making money.
Oh, yeah,
I
Oh,
think
for
for
sure.
sure.
run
This
it.
movie gets played on every TV channel around this time of year. You know,
No,
everyone that's
my
associated with this film still gets like residual checks.
Oh, you
all that
know
stuff.
Will Ferrell is...
Raking in the bag.
His
still.
pockets be full. Listen
His
to-
pockets could have been full.
Okay, what have you got?
Well, it's probably the same one you got,
Yes,
so you
it
hit
is.
it.
I'm just going to say he turned down in 2014 a sequel, and it was going to gain... He was going to gain $29 million.
29 million.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
So
Did-
I was reading actually, he turned it down because him and Jon Favreau do not like each other.
What?
Yeah, and he said that he would never do a sequel again unless Jon Favreau was not attached to the to direct it.
Holy...
Hey, I
I
feel like
wonder
Jon
what
Favreau's
happened.
such a good person, though.
I don't
I just
know.
see him for the roles he does, and
Yeah.
I think he's fine.
But apparently they do not like each other, and he said that.
maybe that's why he
he
pricked
would-
him so hard.
Yeah, maybe. But Will Ferrell had said that he would never do a sequel to Elf if he was ever attached, and then he tried to like kind of disguise it.
Yeah,
And say that like it was, it felt pathetic that, he would be trying to squeeze on the tights and be middle-aged doing Buddy and all that stuff.
yeah,
but
that would not. I think this
Yeah.
is a one and done type thing.
Yeah.
There's no need for a sequel.
yeah. Well, James Caan had originally stated in some radio show that him and Will Ferrell and Jon Favreau had some sort of beef on set and that they would never make another film with one another because they just wouldn't get along or something like that.
How? I mean,
But yeah,
how do you
for
have-
$29 million
to turn it down, that's
to turn
pretty.
that down, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is. Very
I'd be
crazy.
pretty upset. I mean, $24 million. $24 million.
Yeah. Speaking of Jon Favreau, that scene with the Jack in the Box
Mm-hmm.
scene.
When he's going. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jon Favreau was actually controlling all of those Jack in the Boxes with a remote control
Oh, was
to
he?
pop up anytime that they would come out. So to actually startle Will Ferrell. So he would sit there and do the thing and all that stuff, but Will Ferrell or Jon Favreau would make them go off with a remote.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jon Favreau, so when we see the scenes of Buddy the Elf growing up, we get to see him sitting on Papa Elf's lap. Well, there's one where he's a teenager.
Yeah.
That's actually Jon Favreau's son
Oh, wow.
that sits on his lap. I thought I was
Oh.
like, what? That's pretty cool.
We talked about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer earlier. So actually the film was able to use the elements from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer freely because the film is not properly copyrighted, containing a error in the Roman numerals of its copyright notice.
Interesting.
Off
is
of one
interesting.
thing, though, dude,
Yep.
off of a Roman numeral, I feel like that's crazy.
Yeah.
That means it's not copyrighted, so that means we can use it in our pod.
Yeah.
We're showing the whole film.
The whole
Yeah.
film.
The whole
let's
film is
go.
going to be on YouTube. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. I have another fact here, actually, in regards to the whole New York City montage whenever Buddy first gets there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually was shot on the final day of shooting in New York City.
Mm.
And whenever that whole montage was being filmed, it was just Jon Favreau, Will Ferrell, and a cameraman driving around New York City looking for locations to shoot. They
Yeah, 'cause
would-
there's no way you can close New York City, right?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. So they would jump out randomly at some points and ask pedestrians if they would be willing to be extras for some quick cash, while Ferrell would parade around in his elf suit and act like Buddy. Much of the montage when Buddy first arrives in New York City was filmed right then, such as whenever he's getting his shoe shined and when he's jumping in between traffic and taking the flyers and stuff and all that. That's like
Candid, kind of?
candid pretty much.
That's
And
pretty cool.
That's
Yeah.
really I think that's really cool.
Yeah. the best
Imagine
way to
you're
get
walking down
reaction.
the street and you see like, hey, you want to make some quick cash? Like what?
Yeah.
I'm assuming like $50-$60.
Yeah. I was even saying, too, that whenever he's going through the Lincoln Tunnel, Will Ferrell caused some minor, collisions in traffic because people weren't paying attention to traffic. They were paying attention to him being in an elf suit, walking around the freaking Lincoln Tunnel.
Dude.
That makes sense though, because I feel like if I were to see something as abnormal as that on my day-to-day
You'd be
drive,
rubbernecking.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like here in California. If you see
Dude, it
cop
could
lights,
be like. No, it could be.
I'm breaking my neck.
It could be like a trash bag blown in the wind, and drivers gonna be like
Yeah.
going 30 miles an hour on the freeway to look at that. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Did you know this was Will Ferrell's first leading role?
I didn't actually.
That's insane. First leading role.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it says on IMDb.
Wow.
Which I thought,
Crazy.
I think it's a good first leading role because he just only
Well,
did bangers.
It's freaking
Did more movies after this.
so dang successful. Holy
Definitely. I actually have another one in regards to the cotton balls that Buddy was eating the
Yes.
entire time.
Okay, so I thought about this before even reading the facts. I was like, "There's no way he's actually eating them."
those, right? It's actually cotton candy that's yet to be dyed.
Okay.
That's
So-
smart.
Yeah. So
That
they
is
just got a
smart.
ton of them and just pop them in his mouth and all that stuff.
And they make the gulp,
yeah.
the gulp sounds, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
speaking
yeah,
of,
have you ever put a cotton ball in your mouth?
yeah, they don't disappear.
No.
No, that thing, it's hard to swallow. I'm sure. So you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just funny that they like edited that in there.
Yeah.
Speaking of eating, the scene when Buddy eats different candies and pastries with spaghetti had to be shot twice because he vomited the first time.
Do you think you can eat that plate?
No. No way.
No.
Spaghetti noodles with
Syrup and the
syrup and Hershey's chocolate syrup and mushrooms and marshmallows. No way.
Nah. I don't know about
Nasty.
vomiting though. Maybe you'd feel weird.
Yeah, probably.
It's just funny.
My last one actually.
If it has no spaghetti sauce, I think I can do it.
Oh, just the noodles.
If it was just noodles and the rest of the stuff, I think I can do it.
I didn't even think of the sauce.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
So the last one I have actually are a couple casting what ifs.
Oh.
So originally, I didn't know if you guys knew this, but if you guys knew this, the original script for this film was actually written in 1993.
Holy cow, that's 10 years before.
Yeah.
Why'd they wait so long?
It went through a lot of drafts and a lot of budget issues and stuff like that and everything. But originally, when the script was written, it was intended for Chris Farley to play Buddy the Elf.
Chris Farley, who's that?
Wow.
Chris Farley, Tommy Boy, Black Sheep. You'll know him if you see his face.
Yeah.
He's
He
the bus,
died?
yeah, he's the bus driver and Billy Madison.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Farley, he's hilarious. A hilarious man.
Right.
But yeah, he was originally slated to play Buddy the Elf, or he was written with it in mind. But then with Chris Farley's untimely passing, that eventually got scrapped. And Jon Favreau went on to say afterwards that, you know, he's kind of glad that it didn't go that way, because he thought that it would have completely changed the whole feel of the movie. And if you've ever watched any of Chris Farley's films, they have a certain style of comedy, which is very like fat guy fall down, fat guy funny, you know, like type of humor. I think specifically of a movie like Beverly Hills Ninja, that like
That sounds quality, man.
yeah, it's like, you know, it's a Chris Farley movie. He's a big fat white guy, and he's supposed to be a ninja, you know, and like all the comedy of it is just him being like
You know what it
Does
kind of
explain
reminds me
some.
of?
You know, like
you
kinda like
describing that? Reminds me of Paul Blart.
yeah, Kevin James is the Chris Farley he wishes he could be. Like that's kind of what I get.
That's what
Kevin James
That's what
is.
you remind me of.
He kind of wishes he could be Chris Farley, but he can't, in my eyes.
Oh, okay.
So he was originally slated to play Buddy, and there's also a rumor that Jim Carrey was originally slated to play Buddy as well
Now
before
that-
Will Ferrell.
Now that I can see.
I can
Yeah.
see that.
He is known for being zany
Yeah,
and kind of all over the place.
yeah,
He might have been, because, I don't know, Will Ferrell had that, like,
Adam Sandler.
he was
too
able to
could
kind
do
of
it.
hone it in and focus a little
Yeah.
bit. Whereas I think Will Ferrell, or,
Jim Carrey.
yeah, Jim Carrey would be like, you know what I mean? Like a little too much.
yeah. I get what you're saying.
You-
What about
you-
Adam
yeah.
Sandler? Do you think Adam Sandler would work?
I don't know. I think immediately when I think of Adam Sandler, it'd be like, Merry Christmas. like
He's more the type that's like he always plays this, like, sleazeball.
yeah.
Where he's always like trying to hit on people,
Yeah,
and, like
yeah.
trying to get girls. Not necessarily like a little naive kid.
Yeah, I mean, imagine.
Little Nicky.
If I think
He would do
no,
that
I think
voice.
Billy Madison.
Oh, true.
Like his whole like not growing up, not mature character, but that as an elf, you know.
That's all bad.
Like imagine Adam Sandler in an elf costume saying, "That Veronica Vaughn, so hot, want to touch the hiney." Like it would take a whole different tone. Like,
I would watch it though.
Yeah, I would too.
I would watch it.
Yeah, we if you ever want to watch a holiday movie that Adam Sandler is in, you just gotta watch 8 Crazy Nights.
8 Crazy Nights is such a good movie.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I haven't seen it in so
have.
long.
It's-
The first time I watched it was on
8
FX, bro.
Crazy
Yeah, it's fun.
Nights?
It's fun. It's an animated movie that he's in. It's all about Hanukkah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Makes sense.
It's a fun movie.
Interesting.
Is that it for the facts?
That's it for me.
Yeah, me as well.
Okay, let's get into what didn't work.
What do you think?
This is hard for me because I didn't write anything down
Okay.
because I don't.
The CGI is trash.
The CGI is trash.
It's
Yes.
bad. I really noticed it whenever they show that shot of gimbals, and you see like the Nutcracker and the sign in the background. It looks insanely fake.
Yeah.
Like it's laughably bad.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I also think of like the reindeer and
The
Santa's
reindeer.
sleigh.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, dude. The reindeer's so bad,
Yeah.
bro. There's a scene where it's when he jumps the fence to go to the sleigh.
Yeah.
You see the reindeer, and bro,
It
it's
looks-
pixelated. It's pixelated.
It's freaking
bad.
terrible.
Okay, so yes, CGI is bad, but
And it's not. It doesn't give it charm.
No.
I will say it
No.
just is like it aged poorly.
Not at all. I think of like a movie that involves a sleigh and everything, like How the Grinch Stole Christmas, like the live action one.
Mhm.
And I think of the amount, like there's little to no CGI.
Yeah, it
And
looks. It is.
It's all
practical.
practical
Yeah.
effects.
and that's what gives it that time.
but how do you get reindeer?
I mean, there are reindeer.
Is there really?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's like
Is
a
that a
legit.
real animal?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes,
there
there is.
dude.
It's called
No.
reindeer, bro. I swear.
You're lying,
No,
bro.
no.
I'm
There's
not
just
lying
no
to you.
red nose.
Yeah, they don't have red.
What?
noses.
A reindeer's a real thing?
Yes, bro.
You're lying.
Similar to
I'm
a
not-
moose.
Yes.
Known as a caribou in North America.
Caribou.
Yes.
And deer in the... What?
Yes.
You didn't know
Reindeer's a real thing?
Yes, dude.
You thought that it was just a made-up creature?
Yes!
No.
You're crazy.
I'll
Bro.
say one thing that didn't work for me in this film is that the ending feels rushed.
Yeah, it's horribly rushed.
It goes at breakneck speed.
Serious.
And that was one thing that I kind of ended up not liking because I have all this setup and, character building for characters almost all of the movie. And then the last 15 minutes of the movie, it's just like, Santa's here. He crashed. His engine's broken. Buddy's got to fix it.
Rangers
The horsemen are here. Like, now we got to run away. I got a plan. Get everybody to sing. We're singing now. Get the sleigh back off the thing.
And that's it.
Oh, it fell back down again. We need Christmas spirit to lift us up. Like, it was just like
Yeah.
I'm shook.
breakneck pace.
I even think the scene where the dad is like trying to do his book presentation, or he's in that meeting trying to pull up one last book so he can appease the company.
Yeah.
And the son comes in and is like, "Oh, buddy's gone, he ran away." And the dad like just has a kind of a almost sudden turn.
Yeah, he just kind of is just like, oh,
Don't-
yeah, I am a crap dad.
Yeah,
like,
don't tell my kid what to do. Up yours. And they
Yeah.
leave. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, it doesn't feel earned.
There needed really a little bit more in between that scene and the other scenes.
Yeah, where he's kind of growing on the idea of Buddy and, not being present in Michael's life and all
Right.
that stuff. It is kind of just like automatically he's like, hey, you can't talk to my kid like that. I quit. It's like, where did that
It's
come
a
from?
little like, oh, my neck just broke.
Yeah.
Oh, my neck just broke. You got some whiplash, bro.
Even true, like there's the scene where he's like, okay, buddy, we still don't know if Santa's real, and then he literally sees Santa. He sees the book. They're going to convince people. Why would he not be seeing?
I don't know.
Like
Why
he
would
has
he not
all
be
the
seeing?
evidence he needs, and
Yeah.
yet he's still mouthing the words.
Yeah.
That implies like he still doesn't believe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, he's right there.
Yeah.
Like seeing. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And I know it's not. They're not trying to play like, oh, he's just embarrassed of his voice.
No.
Right? It's more like
He's-
this is his last step until
Yeah.
he has to, believe.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Why?
Can
Yeah.
you do that one more time?
Believe.
Yeah. Anything else that didn't work for you guys?
You didn't say anything. You loved everything.
I don't know. It's hard for me. Like, yeah, I agree with you guys. I didn't really think too much about the ending. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm.
I thought I didn't. I don't know. It's hard. I guess for me, it's hard to. Because this is a Christmas movie. This is not a movie that you're gonna watch. I think this is a movie you watch only during Christmas. There's no way you're
Yeah,
gonna
so
watch.
once a year time.
Yeah.
There's no way you're gonna watch this in May.
No.
You know. So I think for me, that's kind of hard to judge, and because I'm only gonna watch it like if I really need to,
Fair.
or if I
Yeah.
really really want to.
Well, if that's it for what didn't work, you want to get into what did work?
I enjoyed it. I laughed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
For my second time watching it, I didn't remember the first time. My eyes were glued to the screen. Like I was really enjoying it. I think this is a movie that I would return
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
it-
yeah. And I definitely will return.
It's
to it.
become a classic, and I have to say, one of the things that I really enjoy about this film is that it's just a fun time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, it doesn't try to be anything more than a fun time, and I think that really plays to its advantage. There's not, it's not some Christmas movie that it's supposed to have some profound meaning or anything like that. It's something that you can put on and just, get in the holiday spirit and have a fun time while you're doing it. Have a couple of laughs. Share a cup of hot cocoa with somebody while
Yeah.
you're watching it. Like it's just a good time overall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely succeeds at getting you feeling jolly.
Yeah.
I will say too,
100%.
the comedy it's not so slapstick. I mean, there are some scenes where it's like, stupid.
Yeah.
But I feel like some of the comedy is kind of like smart
Yeah.
and funny, and it really relies on the audience being able to be like, oh, I got that. It's
Yeah.
kind of funny.
Yeah, well, it also relies too heavily on the fact that Will Ferrell's character is so like childlike still.
Yeah.
And like it's funny seeing a guy who is in his 30s experience everything for the first time.
Right.
And he's running around these revolving doors at 30 years old, and we're like, dude, I loved doing that as a kid.
Right.
And like we get to see that on screen, and it's hilarious, and we get to sit there and relate with that and be like, yeah, this stuff was fun, or
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Will Ferrell, I think he
kills
phenomenal in this. He kills it.
So I really enjoyed James Caan
Really?
as the dad as well. I don't know why, but I think he really plays like the old crotchety man, like
Grump.
real well. And like by the end of it, I don't know, I enjoy his character a lot, and I think his performance in the movie is pretty good.
You know who he reminds me of? This is a little off topic. Have you ever seen Jeff Dunham, the puppeteer?
Yes.
He reminds me of Walter,
Oh,
the puppet.
It's fitting his name is Walter in
Yeah.
the movie, so
welcome to Walmart. Get your
Get out.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Anything else that did work?
I think this is a movie that it's gonna be around for the ages.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
And yes, it's because it's a classic, but I think if I ever have kids, this is a movie I'll show my kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And-
it's already proved its worth.
Oh,
It's,
yeah.
it's been
So-
around for 20 years and people still talk about it. People still buy freaking blow-ups and put them in the passenger seat of their car and drive to work with them.
Don't call her out like that, bro. Don't
true.
call her out.
it's
Yeah.
true. I just think it's the story is just timeless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a kid, or in this case, it's a guy who is fully optimistic, and he goes against a Scrooge,
Yep.
and the Scrooge slowly starts to warm up, and then Christmas spirit.
Yep.
Like, how can you get more simple and jolly and jovial than that?
Yep.
I just think it's a nice little screenplay.
Yep. Lastly, I'll say I really enjoyed the claymation that they put into the film.
Just the little bits.
Yeah, just the little pieces that they put in, I really enjoy.
Mhm.
I like seeing, all of the animals in the North Pole that are claymation, and the snowman and all that stuff, and it's just a fun little touch, and it reminds me of those old, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer films
Oh yeah.
that are all claymation that, I grew up loving them. My parents showed me when
Mhm.
they watched them as a kid and all that stuff.
Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah, all those good ones. But that's about it for what did work for me.
Me
Yeah.
too.
All right, who wins this movie?
Will Ferrell.
Yeah, I'm going Will Ferrell.
Same here,
Yeah.
obviously. Are there any themes here for this movie? I guess I could only say is the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
That's the best one.
I just did that last night.
Yep.
That's definitely true. It's weird. You know what? It's weird. Like, it's so weird how humans we need something to believe in.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Like, because I kind of was in the feels whenever everyone was singing at the end. Because it's like, if you have something to believe in, like your life, I don't know, like there's so
There's
some
so
kind
much
of,
more meaning.
Yeah, there's some way to like derive meaning and,
Yeah.
and purpose
Mhm.
out of believing in something as frivolous as Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why we do it. That's why we get like, we need something to believe in, and
Yeah.
it's, I don't know, it's just, I was thinking about like why humans do that.
Yeah.
Whether it be like certain religions or something like Santa.
Mhm.
Like it's just weird.
Yeah.
Humans like, and it's like our life is better for believing in something. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess it would be like just to try to hold on to that like optimism
Yeah.
for as long as you can, you
Yeah.
know, and try to see life in a different perspective, one that's more like, this is good.
Yeah.
This is positive.
Yeah.
Because I think you'll be happier for it, and those around you will be happy too.
Yeah. Definitely.
You don't want to be that negative person who sucks all the energy out.
Yeah.
Negative Nancy.
No.
Definitely. Anything else for the themes?
I guess there's always a reason to smile.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
At the end of the day, there's always something to appreciate and smile
Yeah.
All right.
for.
Being grateful, gratitude.
Definitely. If that's it for the themes, what are we going to rate this guy?
I'm
I'm going to give it a 7.
I gave it a 7.
I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay.
It's great. It's a movie.
7, 6.
I ruined it. I don't know. I just don't think twice about this movie. You know what I
Okay.
mean? It's not like it's hard to rate something like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. It's 100%
Yeah.
hard to rate something
I
like
found
this.
myself having a hard time rating it as well because it's, I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like, but it's Elf.
It's
Yeah.
Elf.
You
Yeah.
know? And it's it's not a 10 obviously, but it's something that everyone returns to the Christmas season when the Christmas season comes around.
True.
And it's kind of it's become that classic that people go to now, and they're like, oh, this is my favorite Christmas movie.
Right.
Or they'll show a marathon of Christmas movies. This one is definitely included in there. Like
Mhm.
it's
It's
kinda
always
crazy.
included.
so
Yeah, I get you.
yeah.
Yeah, Isaiah had asked me this, and I was like, what are you going to rate it? And I was like, I don't know. It's just hard to rate movies like this
Yeah.
because you also just don't want to ruin it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like I say a 6, and that kind of is like, whoa, a 6 out of 10? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Especially when the movie realm, where it's normally you would expect a 7 to be average.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. In this case, it's like, it's just
It's just
I enjoyed
Christmas
it more
movie.
than a 5. A 5 is like, yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was good,
Yeah.
but it's, I don't know, it's just a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Like, what can you do?
Yeah.
It has no real, if I had like a deeper theme
Yeah.
that you could ponder and
Mhm.
maybe try to apply to your life, maybe then it'd be like, this is a must see. But this
Yeah.
is just like, you're going, you're having a fun time.
Yep.
That's all there is to it.
Definitely.
I agree with you.
All right. Well, that concludes the episode, you guys. So if you stuck all the way to the end, we appreciate you. Leave us a like and a comment on the YouTube videos, as well as a subscribe if you guys are not already subscribed. We appreciate you guys that do so, and liking and commenting on the videos, as well as rating and reviewing the shows on our audio platforms, really lets us know that you guys are liking what we're doing, or lets us know if we need to change something up. So make sure that you guys are taking advantage of that and getting your voice heard, so that way we can make this the best show possible.
Mm-hmm.
We also really do appreciate just you guys chiming in and letting us know you guys enjoyed the episodes, or potentially something we may have missed in one of our analysis or something like that. And I specifically just love reading what you guys loved about the movie as well, and getting in on the conversation with us. It's a ton of fun, and I enjoy getting to look at the comments and seeing that you guys love the movies that we're also talking about.
Yes.
So that's one of the things I love about film in general, is that it's just it could be a love language to some people, and it strikes different people different ways,
Mhm.
and it opens up bigger conversations for the way ideas are presented in film, as well as how we think about things and how we can understand things better whenever we look at other people's perspective.
Right.
So let us know what you guys think. It really helps out in the comments and the rate and reviews.
Mm-hmm.
You can get in contact with us either through all of our episode descriptions. Those are included in obviously every episode description. They include the Instagram that we have, our Letterboxd accounts, and an email address that you can send love, hate to, whatever you guys want. It's just a way for you guys to get in contact with us and also to just kind of get into the little community that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's a good time. So if you guys want to follow us there, by all means do so. But as always, we're going to introduce our next pick, which is going to be Nick's.
This is my pick. We are returning to the Home Alone universe with Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. So
I'm excited. I haven't watched the second one in so long.
yeah, it's been forever. Funnily enough, though, it's directed by the same guy, Chris Columbus.
Yes.
So if the first one is any indication, I'm sure this one will be great as well. I mean, I remember like smallest bits of pieces. Like the only thing I really truly remember is I remember him having a credit card and like getting
I
all
just
the
remember
all
Donald
the
Trump
snacks.
being in it.
I remember the pigeon lady.
The pigeon lady. Oh my! With all the fireworks and stuff.
Okay,
Bro, yes, I know what you're talking about now.
And it would be interesting to see how he gets lost twice.
Yeah.
So I've completely forgotten.
They need CPS called.
Yeah, true, seriously.
They be losing him too much, man.
Neglected for sure.
That's child neglect for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
All right.
That's what we'll be.
It's streaming currently on Disney Plus.
Yes, Disney Plus. That's on.
So if you've got that streaming platform, check it out. If not, pick up a copy. If you already have it, pop it in and gather around with the family or the friends and, watch another great holiday film. Get into that holiday spirit.
Yep.
And hopefully we get you guys excited for this, holiday season that's coming around and, is going to be here before we know it.
Yeah, seriously, in 2 weeks.
3 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Crazy.
Yep. So as always, this has been the Film Bros Podcast. Thank you guys, and good night.
Good night.
Good night.